usually have an annual fee or an ongoing monthly fee, but that fee is supposed to come with benefits to you. Now, these benefits may or may not be useful. So you need to work out how you're going to manage your money, and if paying that fee is actually going to be worthwhile for you with the way that the package works. So I'll explain how that is. So if you have a transaction account and you've got your pay going in and your bills coming out, and then you have your savings, as I mentioned before, what you get here is, this is pre-home loan. So then we're going to get a home loan with the same bank, or you move your transaction account to the bank that your home loan is going to be with. And if we get a package, we actually link these. And we pay, sometimes it can be a monthly fee of $10, something like that, or it could be like $400, but it just depends on the bank. But the benefit is, we talked about redraw before, making extra repayments. You don't actually have to transfer extra money into this account on top of your direct debit. So we've got direct debit, which is your repayment, and then there's extra scheduled transfers, which we talked about, and then the redraw was saving us money because it was reducing the amount of interest that we were charged. The benefit here is every $1 in this account is actually offsetting the balance of your home loan for the interest that you're charged. So what this means is, as soon as you get paid, as soon as your pay goes in, it's working for you. So this is calculated daily, and if you've got a home loan balance of $475,000, when you get paid, whatever your pay is, immediately it's taken off that and you're only charged the interest for that day on the difference. So you're kind of getting the benefits straight away, which is great, but you're paying for that as well with your fees. So it's worth working out if you're disciplined enough and if it's worthwhile just transferring extra money, like as savings, which we were doing before we had the home loan, putting the extra money in here, and then redrawing it if we need to, which we talked about before. You've still got redraw if it's variable. You can still do that, and that will still work as well. But having these accounts linked means that your money's working for you straight away. So kind of do the numbers, and we'll do that together as well. Now, one of the other benefits of packages is that you have the ability to have offset accounts, not just your main account, but you can set up extra ones. So all of these will be linked. Now, some banks only give you one for the monthly fee, some will give you unlimited. It really depends, and we can talk about which one might suit you. But if you're the kind of person that likes to separate your money out, and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to put this one for school fees, and then this one's going to be for food or whatever, then these accounts will all be linked as well. So it means you've got a bit more functionality with your money. Comes with a cost though, so you've got to work out whether that's useful. So we've covered off basic versus packages. Basic is standalone. We always have redraw if it's variable. You can always bring it back. That's like savings, and it's working for you while you do it. Packages have annual fees or monthly fees, but they're offsetting your interest from the account where your pay goes in from the time you get paid. You can separate your money out and get other offset accounts as well. Variable versus fixed rates. Variable rates change throughout the life of the loan. Whatever happens with the rate rises or decreases, you'll just ride those waves, whereas fixed, if you want certainty, you can lock that in for a certain period of time. But if you have fixed, it does impact on redraw, so you've got to keep that in mind. So we've talked about redraw and offset. So redraw is that extra amount you put in that you can take back out if you want, but offset means it's working for you straight away. So that's all the loan features I wanted to talk to you about, but something else that I get asked a lot about is pre-approvals versus unconditional approvals, which is not necessarily about how the loan works, but it's how the application works. So when you're getting close to securing a property or putting in offers, some people like to do a pre-approval, which is where the bank assesses you, your financial situation, or you and your partner, how much money you earn, how much money you've saved, what scenario you're going to look at. So we actually put in with the pre-approval a hypothetical scenario. So a house worth this, possibly in that suburb. I usually put one TBA street wherever, and the banks just want to know that you've thought about this and that you've got a scenario that you're looking for. So they'll assess you and go, well, yeah, you're in a good position, you earn good money. They look at not just what you earn, but also how you earn it. If you're permanent or casual, self-employed, all that kind of stuff. So if there's some variables there, it's good to do a pre-approval sometimes because it gives you some certainty around knowing what the banks will give you. So you can actually go looking at a particular price point in the market. Now, unconditional approval, or what is sometimes called formal approval, is where the bank says, yeah, not only will we lend you $500,000, but you're going to buy that particular house, and we've assessed that that house is worth it, and we're going to give you unconditional approval for that house for you to go and buy it, and then it's all locked away. So pre-approvals, they usually last for 90 days. It gives you 90 days of confidence to say, well, yeah, I know that I've got this. I know the bank will lend me money, but obviously after a while, 90 days, they're going to want to reassess you. So we can redo that if you don't find a property in 90 days. But once you find your property, we're going to send that to them. And that's what I do. I go, okay, well, there's our pre-approval, but this is the house. And I'll give them the address, the price, all the particulars. And they work out whether that house is worth it and they like it. It's called the security. And it has to be an acceptable security to the bank. And then they'll give you unconditional approval for you and that property. So the question then becomes, if I have a pre-approval, do I need to ask for a finance condition when I apply for a property or put in a bid on a property? Now, just because the bank will lend you money and you've got that in writing, doesn't mean they'll lend it to you for that property. So I always say, yes, you should, to protect yourself, have a finance condition, even if you have a pre-approval. Because there are sometimes reasons why a bank may not accept a security. And if you don't have a finance condition, then you could be liable to still buy it, and yeah, it's quite risky. So yes, always put in a finance condition, because we just want to make sure that the bank values this property at what you're paying for it, but also makes sure that it's an acceptable security to the bank as well. So in the next video, we're going to talk about the actual process of how to buy a house and all the stages along the way so that you're prepared when you want to go and put in an offer.